Okay, let's see. I think all I really wanted was to turn on the monetization. Okay. Alright. Sorry, hang on guys, I'm trying to pull up the stream on my phone. Sorry, I had to pull it up. What the heck was this? Downloading what? Why am I trying to download something? Oh, hey, stupid thing. Why am I trying to download stuff? No, as much as I would like to download that one, no. I don't know why it's popping up to have downloads. Goddamn, go away. Why is this happening? Why is my phone trying to download videos? It happens every time I stream. Every time. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna try and look. Never mind. Okay. So, do you guys want to talk about the My Hero Academia stuff? Because so far there hasn't been any comments on the latest one, and I want to get y'all's opinion on all of it. Because, I mean, yeah, that's a big old curveball that they threw in My Hero Academia. That if the theory hadn't popped up, nobody would have known. Well, technically the person who made the theory would have known, they just wouldn't have posted it. But yeah, that's something that many fans of the show was not expecting at all. I kind of already knew that little spoiler, because due to, you know, like I've said before, when it comes to any kind of spoiling I do on myself, it's because I look up character info. And obviously, that popped up. So you guys can probably guess how I spoiled myself. So yeah, I already spoiled myself on that little tidbit. But that's on me, obviously. It wasn't anybody in the comments or anything, but, well, it didn't obviously help that, I would get recommendations on videos when I go into YouTube. And there would be videos going over fan theories of My Hero Academia, or going over spoilers for the manga in videos, and saying the stuff from the manga in the titles. So, some of that stuff I'm not sure if it's actually real or not. I don't know, but I'm not even going to ask because I don't want to know the answer. If it's real, then I'll see it whenever they may animate it. If it's not, then oh well. So, do you guys have anything you want to say about the whole Toya Todoroki and his, you know, family life growing up and everything? Because I was actually wondering when all that stuff started. Did it start with Toya? Did it start with Shoto? When did it start? That's what I want to know. Because I'm sure it's covered at some point. I don't know if it's covered in the next episode or if it's coming next season or what. But yeah, I knew the abuse started at some point. I just don't know when. Because I doubt it started all at once. It was probably a gradual thing. It's probably what it was. Though we do know at least one thing. It was already happening with Shoto. In, the flashbacks of it during season 2. But we just don't know if that was the start of it or if it had been gradually building up over the years. With Toya and then with the others. Because I'm assuming that once he realized that Natsuo and Fuyumi didn't have his quirk as well, he didn't even bother trying to train them. Which is probably why they're the most normal-ish. Well, then again, Natsuo's got his issues with his dad, so yeah. But yeah, Fuyumi seems to be the most, I guess, what's the word? Least messed up out of them. And then again, with all that and growing up with that, you kind of get used to something like that. Though I don't know if she perceives that as, I don't think she perceives that as normal. But I think she's just grown used to and possibly, dang it, what's the word for it? I think there's a word for it. I guess become numb to it, so it's not really bothering her as much. Because anybody who's obviously been in an abusive situation, it will bother them. I'm doing okay. I'm just waiting to see if I can hear back from my fiancé and find out if I'm going to see him at all this week before New Year's Eve. Because I know that he probably hasn't been feeling good, because we've been trying to get him to go see a doctor and find out what's going on. But either he doesn't want, either he's afraid to, or he just doesn't have the time or money to do so. Probably could be a combination, but yeah. Anyway. I am just waiting to hear from him. Either I'm going to hear from him today, or I'll hear from him on New Year's, I guess. Thank you. Somebody give me an answer to one of the questions in the video. Okay, Davi's 23, Shoto is 15. Obviously, Natsuo's in college. Raimi. Don't you mean Fuyumi? I think you mean Fuyumi, but yeah. Okay. I figured it was Dabi, Fuyumi, Natsuo, and then Shoto. Because I knew Shoto was the youngest. I knew the older two were possibly either in their 20s or in their late teens. And then yeah. But thank you for giving me an answer to that at least. Because it was kind of bugging me, because I was like, how old is this guy? Because we've seen him, but I do wonder something. Why did his fire turn blue? Because we saw in the flashback that he had normal fire like, his dad does. So, what changed? Is it due to, I guess his mental state? Maybe? Or possibly that and a combination of trauma that he went through when he almost died? I don't know. I do not know. I guess maybe we'll find out, maybe we won't. I'm kind of hoping that they will show us what happened leading up to when Endeavor got back and saw the whole place aflame. Because that had to have happened between when he sent him up there, or went to train with him and then left and then came back. So something had to have happened. But yeah, we saw that he did have father's fire, but he inherited his mother's vulnerability to heat with her ice quirk thing. So that's essentially not what Endeavor was wanting. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I guess I could let you guys know what I had gotten for Christmas. It's not much, obviously, because, well, my parents don't know what to buy for me. Because they don't understand my interests, like anime and all that stuff. They don't understand that, and they don't really want to understand that stuff because they think it's stupid. And usually, I don't need a whole lot of stuff. I'll usually either buy books, aka light novels, or if there's a good game I want, I'll buy it myself or pre-order it myself. So, I got an Amazon gift card, and my brother gave me cash because, well, he kind of waited till the last minute. And I got a new shirt, which I can use for work, or save it and have it for any time that's nice out. And a pair of pajamas. And my brother actually got me, that pillow right there, on the end of the edge of the bed, right over there where the Pokemon plushies are. He got me that, and he got me, I don't even know how I'm gonna finish this. He got me this. How do you expect me to finish all this? Even when I ate candy all the time, I think it would take me a while to finish this. It might take me a year to finish that at the rate I go now with candy. Because I hardly touch it anymore. Dang it. I'm trying to adjust how I'm sitting because it's cold under my desk. So my feet are always cold. Yeah, that's how big it was. I was like, good lord, I know I like Twizzlers, but I don't like them that much. Sorry, that's one of our neighbors, I think, is here. But yeah, that's all I really got. Although I did notice I got 2 subscribers during the short time I tried to stream on Christmas. But that's about it. Which is fine. I don't expect anybody to do super chats or channel members because that takes money. And most people don't want to donate their hard-earned money to just some random YouTuber. Even if they do like that YouTuber a lot, I doubt that they would. I'm a channel member on, shoot. Let me look at that real quick, because I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. I've only, like, a few. Where? Oh, wait, I think I have to go back. Hang on. Hang on. I think I gotta go this way. Hold on, guys. My internet's wanting to be weird right now. Then again, it's still cold out. Oh, great. I think my stomach's starting to act up. I don't know if it's due to the beans I had just now with my food, or I don't know. Okay, purchases and memberships. Let me see. I am a channel member for Jane Animations, Patters, Nick Nimmin, and that's actually about it. Those are the only ones that I am a channel member on. So is that why he's just making his fire hotter? Okay. But yeah, why is he using why doesn't he just use regular fire? Because obviously we saw that he's not good with fire because he got his mom's vulnerability to heat. And like I said, I'm assuming the abuse didn't start until possibly Shoto. Because, yes, he did push Toya to be a hero, but I don't think he would have... I don't know if he outright abused him yet, or if that was later. But when we saw Fuyumi as a baby, it seemed like he was... I don't know. He was acting like a normal father would when they're around their newborn baby. And he did mention he wanted to give Toya siblings, but obviously, you know, that changed when he had Shoto, because then he would isolate Shoto and train him. So, yeah. That was, not good. Guys, go away from the hallway! But, yeah, I just would like to pinpoint when it possibly started. Did it start after Toya's death? Did it start when Shoto got his quirks? Or... I don't know. Oh, that's cool. Hold on. Didn't Endeavor say that the fire had been over 2,000 degrees? That was raging that they thought had killed Toya? Okay. If that's the case... Stay out of the hallway! I can hear what you're saying, and thus my mic can pick that up. And I don't want y'all in my dang streams. Freaking Kappa. I wonder what caused him to be able to attain that level of temperature. Did he have to train at it? Is it fueled by his emotions? Because if it's fueled by his emotions, then that would make sense, considering his hatred of Endeavor at this point. Can they not just play in their room? Or in the living room? Stay in one place instead of going up and down the hallway? Because like I said, I can hear it with this on. So the mic can pick it up, which means you guys hear it. And I really don't want to have you guys to hear my dang nephews being loud. Well, I figured as much. I just hope that we get maybe a flashback in the next episode as to what led up to that point on his point of view. Because I would like that, to at least know what happened. And I do, like I mentioned in the reaction, I do wonder, does he only just hate Endeavor, or does he hate his whole entire family? That's what I'm wondering. Hold on. So, given the ages, if Toya died when Shoto was around 5, I just want to smack them so they'll be quiet, because they don't listen. But yeah, anyway, if he died when Shoto was around 5 and he's 15 now, that was 10 years ago, which means that Dabi, or aka Toya, would have been around 13 when he died. So, yeah. I mean, that is completely fine. That means it's going to get covered eventually. So, was it mentioned, like, around the point that they've already gotten animated? Or is that, like, in a further season type of thing? Or is this possibly the last... Is this possibly the last season of My Hero Academia? I hope not. I know we're in the last season of Attack on Titan, but I hope we're not in the last season of My Hero Academia. Because I want the show to continue. And maybe introduce new villains, or, you know, show them going through their school years. Maybe go do a time skip and show them in their own pro hero agencies. I would love to watch that. Why? Okay, I'm willing to bet that they're still going to have the League of Villains to deal with, because if I remember correctly, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry you had to listen to all that. They just don't want to listen. They want to argue when they want to fight. And then they wonder why they get in trouble. Or they get mad or upset when they get a whooping. I mean, it's their freaking fault. If they would listen and not hurt each other, they wouldn't be getting in trouble. But no, I know they're little kids and all, but still. My oldest nephew's 7 years old. You'd think that he would have learned by now. Okay. Oh, okay. So, essentially, he resents, obviously, Endeavor for just tossing him aside like garbage. Which, I mean, that was a stupid idea for Endeavor to do. Yes, he had Shoto to work with, who had the combo of both quirks that he wanted. But still, he could have still worked with Toya, helped him get stronger, and then he would have had two Todorokis that could have contended with beating All Might. Hello? Ever think that maybe that would have been a better option? Also, hi, Linnea? I guess I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah, that would have been a better strategy. Then you would have put your kid, but then again, that would have been minus the abuse and all that, but still. But yeah, if you're wanting your kids to someday surpass you, and your, I guess, rival, then you ought to work on getting all of them that want to do that as strong and as prepared as they can be, because that would give you more chances on that, right? I mean, am I right or am I wrong? I mean, I am probably right, because when it comes to, like, the lottery, for example, if you're wanting to win, wouldn't it be smarter to get a lot of tickets instead of just one? So that way, if one of your numbers doesn't work, then the others might have a chance? It's kind of the same thing, at least in a simple explanation. But yeah, and besides, another thing he could have done, if he saw how much potential Toya had, and that his potential was actually greater than his, why didn't he just have Toya help Shoto when it comes to his fire abilities, and then have Endeavor work with, the whole combat thing, because he's more experienced in that, and then have his mother help him with the ice abilities? Hello? Wouldn't that have been the logical thing to do? Because then it would have gotten Toya to be able to not only help out Shoto, but improve his own skills as well, in case Shoto ended up teaching him something that he wouldn't have learned otherwise. Because, I mean, they could learn from each other and get stronger in that same aspect, right? Now, obviously, I'm not condoning the whole abuse thing, but still. Minus that, anyway, is what I'm saying. Without that in the equation. wouldn't that have been the best bet or best option for them? But I don't know why Endeavor didn't think of that. I mean, the guy is so fixated on beating All Might, why didn't he take as many opportunities as he could to have a chance at that? Because, I mean, like he's even said himself that Toya had more potential than, what, himself at that age or himself in general? No. I'm not giving you any guns. I already hear you guys being loud. I'm not doing it. No, I haven't heard of that. And, well, I mean, he could have done something different besides just what he did, which is tossing him aside. Because I'm assuming he noticed that his quirk was destroying his own body at this point. So, wouldn't the more responsible parent have pulled him aside and said, yeah, your quirk essentially is killing you, so it'd probably be a good idea to not keep on trying to get it stronger. Try and find something else that he could do. Leave me alone.
I'm not playing yet.
You're not getting any more guns.
Dana said I can't.
Okay. I am sorry about that, guys. And also, yeah, easier said than done on telling them to be quiet. They are not going to listen. We've tried. Yeah, I know, but they're kids. They're not going to listen to me. I've tried many times. I've tried bribing them. I've tried yelling at them. I've tried spanking them. I've tried just telling them to be quiet. They are not going to listen to me. Anyway, but yeah, that's the whole issue with Endeavor. If he had been thinking, logically about this whole thing, yes, he wanted someone to be able to surpass himself and All Might, and he wanted to be one of his kids, so why not just don't put your eggs all in one basket and put all your hopes on one of the kids when more than one of them might have a chance. And heck, involving the whole Toya and his quirk, killing him, maybe they could have found a solution to that, maybe? Or a way to, slow the process of that, maybe, I don't know. Oh, that's who you are. I was wondering who it was. I'm sorry. I've had so many different people popping in here. I don't even know who is who anymore, especially if they changed their username. So, yeah. But yeah, that's Endeavor didn't think things through when he was thinking of this plan of his. I might do more in the future. It just depends on how things are going at home, because we've got a bit of a frozen pipe issue, and we're having to wait until tomorrow when it warms up enough for the pipe to melt and hopefully not have a leak. Keep your fingers crossed on that one. And then we can start washing our clothes again. And also, we're still having, the whole renovation stuff going on, and that's got tensions running high, and I'm just sick of all the drama, sick of all the yelling. See what I mean? See exactly what I mean? They don't listen. I tell them to be quiet. We tell them to be quiet. They don't listen. I tried bribing them. I tried to tell them that if you're quiet for an hour, I'll give you $1. They can't last long. And yet they can't get along. And this is why I try to keep them in separate rooms, so that way they don't act like this. But all this changed when those stupid guns came in the picture. Heck, I'm thinking about taking them away from them and giving them back to Santa. If they don't start behaving. Because those guns will disappear. I will make sure of that. And just tell them, yeah, you guys are being bad, so Santa came back and took them back. But yeah, that whole thing, that's just a big old mess in itself. And I feel bad for the whole family involved in that situation. Oh, speaking of that, oh boy, what's the aftermath going to be of this? Because all that whole recording that Davi made was broadcast probably at least in Japan. If not the whole entire world. That is true, but obviously the smart thing to do parent-wise would have been, once they realize this, ask the kid, is this really what you want? Do you really want to be a hero because your quirk is kind of killing you? Because we don't know if that's technically what he would have wanted had he been given a choice. Because Endeavor had raised him that entire time once he had his quirk to beat All Might. So he didn't even get a choice to even think about, is this actually what I want? I want to be able to do this, or I want to be able to do that. So he never got the choice in the matter. So, but yeah, it would have been nice if he could have had the option that he wouldn't go to UA. Or maybe he could still go to UA and be maybe, I don't know, have a different role instead of being a full-fledged hero? Due to how his quirk is? I don't know. Yeah, but, these are little kids. They're not going to listen. They're not going to listen unless, I don't know. But yeah, surely they would have been able to find some other way for Toya to still be a hero, even with the way his quirk is. But yeah, we never got to find out. So did he initially, was he initially able to get to the 2,000 degree thing from the start, or was that right at, when he had died? Because I'm assuming he wouldn't have started out from the start, because if he had, he probably would have burnt his whole hand off the first time. Oh, come on, what was that message? I want to see it. But, yeah, it's just too many what-ifs in this whole situation that we can't even figure out what would be best for this. But, yeah. This is going to have a very negative impact once this whole battle is over. Because I'm assuming this is not going to be the first fight they're going to have with Shigaraki. And that actually brings up my point that I was trying to make earlier before they barged in. Is the World's Hero movie, Heroes? I don't remember, the movie where they go against Nine and his minions, is that movie canon? Because I know it's set in the future, like at least a few years in the future. If it's canon, then Shigaraki is going to be living out at least a few years. Yeah, I remember you now. I'm trying to go over different things in my head, and I'm trying to get it all out. Maybe it just depends, like I said, on things going on over here and how fast I can finish shows and everything. So that's also going to depend on my work schedule, too. But, hang on, let me go back and read your message, Tom, just so I can see what you meant. I don't think it would have been around the time Shoto was born. I think if I remember correctly, didn't he die when Shoto was around 5? 'Cause I mean, he did remember Toya to a point. But obviously he doesn't have a whole lot of memories of him because, he died when Toya was 13, and I'm assuming Shoto was 5. But yeah, like I said, it just depends on all this other stuff, life stuff, how fast I can get shows out, and that also depends on my schedule for work. Because, for example, if I was told that I had to do morning shifts from now on the weekdays, then I wouldn't be able to get much done recording, because once those kids get home at around 3, I would have a hard time recording like I am now. Because you've seen how they are. You've heard how they are. They're loud. They'll be wanting to play. And they're not going to listen if I tell them to be quiet. So it just depends on when they have me scheduled to work. That's why I'd rather have night shifts on the weekdays, So that way I can get recordings done and maybe get some editing done before I have to go into work. But yeah, surely Toya wouldn't hold it against Shoto at this point because, 1, Shoto's only 5. And 2, like himself, he more than likely didn't get a choice in the matter on what he wanted to do. It was obviously Endeavor who just said, yeah, you've got the combos of both our quirks, you're gonna be the one to surpass me in All Might. No buts about it. So he would have seen, essentially, himself in Shoto at what he's having to go through right now. Then again, like I said, if the whole abuse thing didn't start until Shoto, then it would have been worse, actually. Because Shoto's getting his butt kicked, and his poor mother is having to deal with that too. Yeah, I was actually wondering why his hair turned white. Because, I mean, even his dad pointed it out in the flashback that his hair was starting to turn white. Now, I know that your hair can turn white due to trauma, but I don't think that was the case here. Because Toya was eager to do his training because he wanted to be able to make his fire better. He wanted to be able to get stronger. So it's not like he was being forced to do it, so I don't think that would have caused it. So I do wonder why his... And that actually brings me about to my other point on what I was mentioning in the review. If that was water that Dabi poured on his head to get rid of the black in his hair, how did that not go away sooner? Because I'm sure, assuming he took a shower at some point. If not, then how did the League of Villains even stand being around him with the smell? I'm actually serious about this, because, I mean, if you've been around somebody who hasn't bathed in a couple of days, then you're going to notice the smell. And they're going to look dirty. And coupled with, it's probably been, 10 years? During that time when he almost died, and then now? Surely you've had to wash his hair at some point. What did he put in his hair to make it black? I mean, yeah, you got a point on the whole resentment and hatred and everything. Resentment against Shoto for taking his place, essentially, but any logical person would have at least thought once that maybe this isn't what Shoto wants. Maybe he doesn't want to go through the same thing that I did and be that kind of hero. He might still want to be... Obviously, he still wants to be a hero, despite what his father's putting him through, but he doesn't want to be a hero just to serve his whole father's agenda. But, yeah. Surely he would have seen that the real person he should be angry at was Endeavor, and not Shoto, because like I said, Shoto is a victim in this too. They all were. Fuyumi and Natsuo less so, because they weren't trained like Endeavor trained Toya and Shoto, but still, they had to live with the guy. What's up, Linnea? Ooh, girl, if you haven't even seen Season 3 yet, you might want to go and watch that quick, because we're talking about spoilers here. I'm sorry. I didn't even notice that comment. I'm sorry. If I had known, I would have had you might want to not listen to what we're saying, because this is spoilers for from Season 3 and onward to Season 6. But, yeah, the only one who should be getting any kind of blame in this is Endeavor, because he essentially drove Toya to what he thought was an early grave because of how hard he pushed him. And if that's flickering, I don't know why. I don't see it flickering at the moment. Well, then again, as well, considering the time frame for all this, because Toya was 13 and Shoto was 5. Yes, he wanted his father's attention, but I'm assuming that was because, his father had just tossed him aside for Shoto, and he was putting all his efforts into training Shoto, and he wanted the attention, because who likes to be ignored? Especially when you're trying so hard to achieve a dream you possibly even want. Because we don't know if Toya actually wanted to be a hero. This is what he was trained for. But that doesn't mean he necessarily wanted it. Who said they were busy and well-informed? Who said that? Hope you're not talking about me, because I don't know what the heck you're talking about. But yeah, I will try to get to Peach Girl. I'll try to get to more Lull in the Sea in the future. I just don't know when. It all depends on what's going on here at home, my work schedule, and how fast I can get videos done. That's what it depends on at this point. But I will try and do it at some point, just not sure when. Well, yeah, that too. So, yeah, they're all messed up in the head. They're all messed up. And it's all thanks to Endeavor and his stupid agenda to surpass All Might. Yes, I know you want to prove that you're strong as All Might possibly. But bringing your kids into this whole situation is messed up. And yes, Endeavor's trying to change for the better now, but that didn't help when that was years and years ago. But like I said, when did the abuse start? Like, how he treated his wife, how he treated his kids, that we've seen in Shoto's flashbacks. When did that start? Did that start with when Shoto had first manifested his quirk, or did it start with... I'm assuming it didn't start with Toya, because I highly doubt she would have been there for 13 years of abuse, but then again, people actually do that in real life, and that sucks for them. But then again, it would, if it had started when it was with Toya, it would make more sense that it drove her to her breaking point around the time that Shoto was a kid and he got that scar. Because if it had started with Shoto, I don't think that it would have driven her to her breaking point that quickly. Then again, I'm not sure. I'm kind of speculating on this. But having to suffer through 13 years of it, I would think that at that point it would have made more sense for her to reach her breaking point and snap. Because 13 years of it, and then just couldn't take it anymore. Sadly, my home free time and watching anime is not a thing anymore. Because it could potentially be a show that I could do a reaction for. Because there have been many shows that I've seen that like, oh, I want to watch this, but then like, oh, but I could do a reaction for it at some point, and I don't want to spoil myself, because I know you guys like the blind reactions. So yeah, I can't really watch an anime that I haven't done a reaction to beforehand. Because, like I said, blind reactions. But, yeah, I don't know. It could be either one, though, to be honest. Because we don't know how Endeavor had treated her before they started having kids. Because we don't know how long it took before they got married, before she started having kids. Because I do know the whole quirk marriage thing, but we don't know how long it took. Well, obviously, anybody who wanted to impress their family member that much would push themselves in training. which I'm assuming is what happened with Toya on that night that he died. He probably pushed himself too hard and, lost control. And, like I said before, how on earth did he survive that? Because Endeavor said that was 2,000 degrees, which meant his bones should have been ash. How the heck did he even survive that sort of firepower being around him when he couldn't even handle his own quirk without, it damaging himself? How did he get away with just, the scars? How on earth did he do that? Yeah, like I said, it would have had to have been really bad abuse then. Because, like I said, I don't even know when his quirk actually started popping up, but it was at least around the time when he was 5, because, the flashback that showed that. But we don't know how old was Shoto when his mother snapped. Because it would have had to have been between when his quirk started coming up to that point. I'm assuming it was a very short time frame between the two. So how bad would the abuse have been that she would have broken that quickly? Even when, how Shoto's appearance kind of looked like Endeavor. That's what I'm kind of curious about. I kind of want them to show at least snippets, or at least tell us, if not show us, how bad it was, because I want to know how bad it was that it made her snap that quickly. Even the fact that she was forced into that marriage. That in itself would have made anybody resent the guy in question, but still, that wouldn't have driven her to have shouldn't have driven her to have a mental breakdown in such a short time frame. Oh, I could be wrong, anyway. I would assume not, because I'm assuming that Dabi did meet the League of Villains around season 2, so I'm assuming he would have known about the League of Villains sooner had he met All For One sooner. Because All For One would have more than likely tried to recruit him on his side as thanks for saving his life. So I don't think that would be the case. Because, like I said, he didn't seem to know he only went to the League of Villains because, I don't know. But like I said, it would have to be someone who was very, very experienced when it came to healing. And I highly doubt that there was anybody on that freaking mountain who could. Because, like I said, he should have been reduced to dust in that high of a temperature. Considering if he wasn't only doing like 800 degrees, for example, back when he was younger, and he couldn't handle that, surely he would have been consumed completely by that hot temperature. But yeah, who would have been on that freaking mountain at the time? Because I'm assuming that nobody lived on that mountain, and that's why he went up there to train all that time with him, because they knew they wouldn't have to worry about any collateral damage with people. I would assume anyway. Then again, logic hasn't really been Endeavor's strong point in this whole situation. So, who knows? My Christmas was okay. I'd actually rather not talk about it right now. But then, if that was actually the case and it was All for One, what was he doing on that mountain? Because, like I said, I'm assuming that mountain was desolate. Nobody lived up there, essentially. And that's why Endeavor and Toya went up there to train. So, why would he be up there? What would bring All for One to go up there? There's nobody there. There's no quirks to steal. You know? That really wouldn't make sense unless he was going after Toya or Endeavor's quirk. And even then, he didn't have to do it that way. He could have just gone after them any of the other times he was there. And they were there. But, and, because the guy has so many dang quirks that All Might was barely able to take this guy out. So, surely Endeavor and Toya wouldn't have been able to handle All for One at all. Now, I know, like I said, I'm knowing coming up with a bunch of what ifs on this thing, but it's just a bunch of plot holes that I want to know, essentially. Because willpower alone shouldn't have kept him alive, essentially. I mean, you can't really control fire. Well, what am I saying? He can, but I'm saying you can't keep it from he can't keep it from burning himself, essentially. We've seen that. So, how did he get away with the minimal scars that he has? Because I would think, like I said, even if All for One had been there, that should have consumed him right then and there. And All for One wouldn't have been able to do a gosh darn thing about it, because I'm assuming he doesn't have a reincarnation quirk. The closest thing to that is Eri. Still, would he have been there fast enough? Because like I said, fire can destroy something very easily, very quickly. So, well, then again, the guy is kind of fast, but still. I don't know. This is why we need that backstory on what happened up to that point and from Toya's point of view. We need that so we can get some answers. This is why we need answers. Or this is why we need that scene, I mean. Because we need the answers here. Because we're just spitballing at this point on what could have been, or what could have happened. Then again, you said it was explained in the manga, right? Was that very far down the line from where we are in the anime right now? I almost said animation. Or is it way further back? Because if it's way further back, that really doesn't make any sense. Considering what we learned in this episode. Surely they would have shown that whole thing. So most likely we'll have to wait until either next episode or maybe a couple episodes in the future. I'm not sure. Okay, that makes no sense. How is that flickering? And then when I look away and look at it, it stops. That makes no sense. It's either... I don't know. I don't know it all anymore. How long have I been... I've been streaming for a freaking hour. Wow. I didn't realize that an hour had gone by. But, yeah, this is just... We need details. We need more details on what happened. And, like I said, I would love more details on the home life of the Todoroki family. So we could find out, what things were like when Toya was growing up, or... Hang on. I'm not sure if they're about to come in here. I mean, heck, I would love to see a freaking, arc or something covering that. That would be cool. Eventually I will, the fuck? Why did I don't know what the heck is going on in this thing. Where I'm looking at the stream. So I'm assuming it's going to be coming soon. So I'm assuming it's going to be coming at least in the next episode or the few episodes. Okay. I can wait. But yeah, it's just we need details, and like I said, I would love to find out more about them growing up and how it led to how it started with the whole quirk marriage thing, and then leading up to what we've seen with Shoto starting UA. I would love to know that, because I would love to see that. Just so we can get some answers on how bad it had been. Maybe not show some of the, the bad parts, but still, I would love to know that. Or at least make it like a book version so we can at least read it, if you don't want to draw it. Because, yeah, I would love to know that, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. But then again, I like finding out background stuff about people on the characters. No, I did not. I'm surprised that my fiance hadn't mentioned this to me, because he was the one who ended up introducing me to Sword Art Online. And he likes that show a lot. He likes all the versions of it, essentially. So I'm surprised he didn't even know. If he knew about it, he didn't tell me. This is why I said they don't listen. This is why I wish they would listen. Because then people wouldn't be yelling at them. But no, they don't want to listen. Yeah, I didn't know that either. Because like I said, my fiance would normally tell me about this stuff. Because like I said, we've both seen it. He's the one who saw, like, all of it. I've only seen the original Sword Art Online. And that's it. I mean, you could probably look it up. You could probably go on Google and look up Sword Art Online reboot movie or whatever. And you might be able to find it. But, yeah, I would, I hope that I can close out 2022 with, maybe one more, channel membership. That would be nice. I'm not making it mandatory, obviously, but it would be nice. But, yeah, I'm not gonna get my hopes up on that one, but oh well. I do know one thing. One of my resolutions for 2023 is to, lose more weight. And I have a goal right now for my weight loss, which is 190. I am 2.6 pounds away from reaching that goal. And once I reach that goal, my next goal is 180. Small increments. That way I can reach my goal a little easier. I do know one thing. It's going to get a little harder to lose weight as I lose more weight, because essentially what I do is I take my appetite reducer pills, which helps me a lot when it comes to cravings for sugar. Because when I'm on those pills, I have no craving for sugar, essentially. I'll occasionally have something sweet just to have something sweet, not because I'm craving it. I mean, that's fine. You don't have to, obviously. It's an optional thing. It's just for people who, want to do it. Because, like I said, I don't expect anybody to part with their hard-earned money and give it to me. You know? Like I said, I didn't even know about it, and I'm not as big a fan of Sword Art Online as my fiance is, because that's why I haven't gone on to, the rest of it. But, yeah, I'm surprised. If he knows, he hasn't said anything to me. I don't think. If he did, I don't remember. But, yeah. Also, I'm hoping when it comes to New Year's resolutions, obviously, the weight loss. I'm hoping to, I don't know, get to maybe by the end of 2023, maybe have 5 channel members, I guess. I don't know. Maybe get to 1,400 subscribers. I have no idea. Maybe at least finish at least 10 or so shows or more by then, because, yeah, like I said, just all that depends on my schedule and stuff. But, yeah, those are examples of resolutions I can use. I can have more than one resolution. But, yeah, the main one is the weight loss. And I've been doing decently well at it, surprisingly enough, which is, well, like I said, it's a surprise to me. It's just not, I'm not as big a fan of it. I'm not sure why. I don't know. But it just didn't, I don't know. I'm just not as big a fan of it. I can't really explain why. Oh, I'm sleepy. Good Lord, I'm tired. Oh yeah, I wonder how... I keep on going back to this point, and I keep on getting distracted. Yeah, back to the point I kept on trying to make, but like I said, I get distracted. I wonder what the aftermath of this whole situation is, because as far as I know, he streamed that recording to at least everybody in Japan, if not the whole world. So, everybody knows, at least everybody in Japan knows that was watching that whole thing, knows that, Endeavor abused his family. That, they actually put a person like that as a hero. Because, yeah, if they had known that, they more than likely might not have. Because, I mean, who would want an abuser working as a hero? You know? Who would want that? Well, then again, that was, to be honest, that was probably after he became a pro hero, if what I remember correctly. Because he was wanting to surpass All Might, and that was the whole point of him doing the quirk marriage and everything, was to be able to surpass All Might someday with one of his kids. So, never mind about that, but now that they know, I highly doubt they'll want him to stay a hero, or stay number 1. And now, also, Hawks has been outed as essentially a double agent, so he's not going to be able to really do much of anything with that, even if he was to get his wings back, which we still aren't sure, because they look like they were burnt off. And I don't know if he'll be able to grow them back, because I know he can grow his feathers back at some point, Because, I mean, they got burnt off when he was helping Endeavor fight that high-level Noma before. And yet he still had a ton, and yet they came back after. But considering he lost the entire wings, instead of just the feathers, then I don't know if he's going to get them back. And if not, then what's he going to do? Not even taking into account... I don't know. I'm assuming not. Because, like I said, if any of the heroes found out about this, surely they would have done something about it. Reported him or something. Because if they're supposed to be there for people that need it, surely an abused family, even the family of the number 2 hero, should be, protected. So I highly doubt that any of the other heroes knew. Not even All Might knew. Because he would have done something about it. Because I highly doubt he would be able to stand by and allow that to happen, knowing it was happening. But yeah, Endeavor, they now know about Endeavor's little dirty secret about his past. They know Hawks is double agency at this point, so I wonder how that's going to go. And how Dabi found out, we still don't know. I kind of know, like I said, due to spoilers, but spoiling myself, but it hasn't been mentioned yet. So, yeah, there's no telling what kind of aftermath is going to happen because of this. There are more than likely going to be some people who are going to turn against him for this. And there are more than likely going to be people who are going to be questioning the whole hero society thing for allowing somebody who abused their family to stay a hero. You know? Because that's the kind of thing you would expect from a villain. So, we're more than likely going to get some negative backlash on this. And also, we got through the whole... Thankfully, Uraraka survived her encounter with Toga again. But... yeah, what it was... I mentioned is that, Toga's loving someone so much, she wants to wear their skin and be them. I think that's a form of yandere, actually. Now, she could be a yandere, obviously, but still be a complete psycho. That's the thing, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Did he just broadcast it to the entire world, or was it just in Japan? Because if it was just in Japan, then all of Japan might know about this, because I'm sure that, the people who have seen it will probably put that video up on their version of YouTube. And for everybody who didn't see it to see it. And because we obviously know that Endeavor and the others didn't see this whole recording because they were busy with, the fight. So, more than likely, they're going to see this video popping up everywhere. And who knows? Dabi could have had the guy put it up on their version of YouTube after they streamed it. Okay, hope you enjoy season 3, because oh boy, season 3. Good luck. But yeah, I imagine that's going to get around to not only in Japan, that's more likely going to get around the world at this point if they put it up on their version of YouTube. Because I'm assuming that everybody in the world is going to have access to that now. So it's going to not only get around to everybody in Japan, but most likely to everybody in the entire world. So yeah, everybody in the world is going to eventually know Endeavor's little secret. Then again, I also think that Endeavor kind of hinted at it a little bit to All Might when Shoto and Bakugo were doing their remedial classes for their pro licenses, where he asked him, "What do I do to be a better person?" or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he said. So he kind of hinted at it that he had not been a very nice person, but then again, his personality kind of already said that anyway. So maybe All Might just assumed he was alluding to that. Or I don't know. Like I said, I don't think that All Might actually knows. They might have just been thinking he was alluding to his personality and how he talks to people. So I'm not sure. But yeah, like I said, that's going to get around to everybody, so there is going to be a big backlash on this. There's got to be. If there isn't, I would be very shocked. And what Dabi said during the recording involving, I don't know if it was during the recording or when he was talking to, I think it was during the recording, about how the heroes have caused so much damage lately. I'm like, what damage did they cause that he's talking about? Because they've been trying to prevent the damage. The whole All For One thing was, well, his doing. And I think it was Hosu City. That was the League of Villains doing. That they tried to stop. Like I said, the whole fight against All For One, all that damage was caused by All For One, not the heroes. They tried to stop him, of course. Well, then again, the fight against the High End, Endeavor did destroy a building, but then again, he was trying his best to hit the stupid thing. But then again, Hawks, I think, had gotten everybody out of the building at that point. So nobody died, but still, that could have been very bad. That's the only thing I could think of as to any kind of damage that the heroes caused. If I'm missing anything, let me know, because dang it, what was the name of the city they're in? Dagobah City? That whole issue with the city getting destroyed and everything, that was the villain's part. That was the villain's doing, so yeah, I still don't get what Davi was talking about. Like, what damage is he talking about? I'm trying to go over all the things that happened in the prior seasons, essentially. The heroes didn't cause any of that. They tried to fix what the damage that the villains did. So it's not their fault. Because there's always going to be villains out there. As long as there are heroes. There are people that protect the people. There's going to be people who want to cause problems for people. Or hurt people just because they can. So there's always going to be villains. And they need somebody who can protect them. And the police, obviously, are not going to be able to handle some of it. Which is why they need the heroes. Anyway, does anybody got anything else they want to add to this? Oh yeah, the whole Toga incident. And her, warped personality thing. Yeah, she's definitely not normal. But she doesn't have to be normal. She could keep, her cravings in check, but she doesn't have to suppress them completely. She would just obviously need to avoid, going on a rampage and attacking people, obviously. But she could have still been a part of, society and not be tossed aside if her parents had tried to, get her some kind of therapy to talk this over and figure out that solution, because that would have been the smartest solution. And then, if she wanted to become a hero, for example, which we don't know if she actually would have had she not done with all the stuff she did. They could have used her quirk for espionage missions, for example, or stealth missions where she had to get behind enemy lines in disguise. Obviously, she would have to, not to kill the person that she's taking the blood from. But, yeah, just because she's not, quote-unquote normal doesn't mean that she is technically bad. Obviously, there are weird people. There are weird people in the world. But that doesn't mean they're necessarily bad or they are a freak. Yes, there are some people who are freaks out there. Children lovers, I should say, because I'm not going to say the actual word for it because, YouTube. And I want to keep this video somewhat monetized, or this stream somewhat monetized anyway. But yeah, those people need to get out of society, to be honest. Because I actually did mention this. I was talking about this to one of my coworkers who had mentioned what our current president is trying to accomplish using said types of people. And I mentioned that, there's a difference between being gay and that little trait. Gay people have a choice. They can consent. Or not they have a choice, I'm trying to say they can consent to that sort of stuff. Children can't. That is the big difference in this one, is consent. Yes, they probably cannot help the way they feel. But allowing them to do what they want to kids is bad. At least with gay people, they are two consenting adults, whether they're male or female, in what they do. Kids cannot consent because they are not mature enough to understand what is going on. They're not mature enough mentally and emotionally to understand that sort of thing. And they might not want that, for example. So yeah, those types of people, they need to go bye-bye. They need to go away. I don't know why they exist. Why do those sort of people exist in this world? Why do they have to exist in this world? Because those types of people can hurt others when they don't deserve it. Or when the people they hurt don't deserve it, And I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting a little political. It just kind of came out that way. I was trying to figure out the whole toga situation, and yeah, it just kind of went into that. But that's my thoughts on that whole situation. Yeah, those people need to go away. They need to go away. Go live on an island or something, away from people. And stay away from people. That's all they need to do. But yeah, Toga's definitely not normal, but the whole mental health issue thing with Twice as well, he definitely needed the mental health, he needed therapy badly, first of all. And he needed, obviously, people who could support him so he wouldn't have gone down that path. If he had had that, instead of being tossed aside by society, he might have turned out to be a hero. Or he could have gone down the path of a hero, Because, heck, in freaking Sad Man's Parade, on the hero side, that would have been insane. That would have been actually, it is overpowered either way, but still. But yeah, he definitely needed the mental help that he needed, and he didn't get it. He didn't get any support either. And look where it got him. It got him so freaking traumatized by his own quirk that he couldn't even use it to its full potential. And it also gave him a freaking I guess, identity crisis with the whole, am I the clone or am I real? I'll add that to the list. Thank you for the suggestion. But yeah, I think Toga's kind of got a bit of a yandere tendency to her. And here we go again with that. But yeah, I think Toga's got a bit of it. Let me look that up real quick, because I know I've seen it. because I was looking up different types of yandere, because I'm getting ready to start a My Hero Academia roleplay where we're playing the crushes as yandere types. And mine are Midoriya and Todoroki for my character. And I was trying to figure out, I was looking at the different yandere types. Let's see, where is it? Hang on, guys. I don't know, I don't think it's sadistic. I did see one. I swear I did. Dang it, where is it? Because I remember seeing it and I was thinking... That made me think of Roger from American Dad, that episode where he had a crush on Haley. Dang it, where is it? Oh, here we go. There's, maybe this isn't it. Ugh. Freaking Anna from Shimonetta. Ugh. Ugh. Sorry, I just got to the one where they put their bodily fluids in food and stuff for their darling. And I was like, ew. That made me think of the cookie thing. Ew. Don't make me think of that. Hang on. My freaking eyes are messing up. Hang on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I think she's a visceral one, because the visceral one essentially says things like, I want to crawl inside your skin are sometimes literal desires for romantic gore. Whether touching your insides, the outside, It's the for the... But yeah, that's what made me think of Roger in this. But yeah, that's what I think she is. I think she's a visceral yandere. If you guys want, you can look that up, because that's what I think she is. Or at least that's part of it anyway. From the way she was talking about how she loves someone so much she wants to get in, wear their skin and be them. And I know that's also a reference to her quirk, but still. That's what I think she is. At least, like I said, part of it. Anyway, it's not the whole thing of her character, but still. And actually, that makes more sense anyway, because, you know, her quirk involves drinking somebody's blood to use her quirk. So that kind of has that tendency right there. But yeah, that's what I think Toga is. She's kind of, that's at least part of her personality anyway, and how she is as a person in the show so far, is that she's a visceral yandere. Maybe she's a sadistic one too, because she did say that she enjoys seeing the guy she likes all beat up and bloody. I don't know. Maybe that's just a psycho thing. I don't know. But at the very least, she's a visceral one, because I was thinking that is definitely sounds like her. I mean, if any of you guys have anything you want to say on that one, by all means, I'd love to hear what your opinion is on Toga. Let's see. I've been streaming for about an hour and a half. Anyway. Good lord, I've had 16 views on this stream so far. Hang on, let me try and find the other one that I saw. Dang it, where's the one that was saying it was kind of like a sadistic one? Ugh. I don't know. But yeah, at the very least, she's a visceral one. That's all I know. I could put it up on my... I have a draft on an email that I keep that stuff on. And it's a long list. Let's see. And yeah, you really shouldn't trust my memory on that one, because I will more than likely forget. You said it was Love Tyrant. I'll add that to the list. Heck, the funny thing is, my fiance has not even been able to see the new season of My Hero Academia yet, because he watches it on Hulu, and it's not on the dub in Hulu yet. He doesn't watch the sub, he watches the dub. Oh yeah, let me ask him this. I remember him telling me this, because I was asking his niece, one of his nieces, got into the show, and she was watching, I think, season 5 with us when I was over there one time. And I was asking him what was her favorite characters again, because I think she mentioned Aizawa was one of them, and I was like, ooh. Oh, that's why I want to watch season 6 with them. Because I want them to see what happens in this. Jesus Christ. That's gonna be... Oh, I want to see I want to see what she says. I really do. I really, really do. Maybe she'll have a similar reaction to how I did when some of that happened. Hey, Nightmare Moon. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Oh, speaking of this, I have not had a regular soda in over 2 weeks. I've only been drinking either water or diet soda. In addition to cutting back how much I eat. So, yeah, I've already lost 25.4 pounds since I started. And I'm still wondering where it came off. Because I can't tell. But yeah, that's what I think Toga is. I think she's partially a visceral yandere, and that also is probably dang it. Shoot, what's the word for it? Dang it, I'm trying to think of the word. What is it? I guess made worse due to her quirk. I guess. Dang it, there was a word for it. I couldn't think of it at the time. But yeah, I'm hoping he'll reply to me, and then that means he is actually looking at his phone and sees his text. Oh, that's great. It's good that we're all trying to get a little healthier. I'm hoping that I'm close to my first weight loss goal, which is 190. So I currently weigh 192.6. I'm hoping I can reach that goal at the very least before the year ends. But after that, my next goal weight is going to be to get to 180. And then I'll keep going down from there. Seriously, Travis? Come on, you're not going to be sleeping all day, are you? Well, then again, he is having those health issues. I really hope he's not having a mess. Really hope not. I do know one thing. I kind of wish I had his ability to fall asleep whenever, because we would be watching TV, and I would look over, and he'd be asleep just like that. He could fall asleep anywhere. Thankfully, he's not that bad to where he isn't allowed to drive, essentially. But yeah, I wish I could, because it takes me forever to fall asleep. Especially when I'm thinking of roleplay ideas. Then my mind just keeps going and going and going and not wanting to sleep, and then I realize I haven't fallen asleep yet. Yeah, I hope everybody is having a decent day, despite the cold weather, but thankfully it's starting to warm up, which is good. I'm tired of the cold. But yeah, what do you guys have to say about Toga and how she is, like, with her character? Because I'd love to hear what you guys have to say on that. Anybody there? Or is it a ghost town in the stream? Okay. Now that I at least know that. What do you think is her, like, how she is personality-wise? Like, with how she acts, like, because she's not normal. Obviously. We all know she's not normal. But, yeah. Okay. I figured that's what you were talking about. Don't worry. I'm not one of those, grammar and spelling police people. I'm not like that. Because, I mean, I make mistakes all the time. Hey, John. I guess my Christmas was okay. I would rather not talk about my Christmas. Ooh, new sub! New sub, new sub! Was it this that gave it the sub? Let me check. Whoever subbed, thank you! Maybe it was the My Hero Academia video that got it. Hang on. Nope. Alright. Oh well. Oh, cool. Oh, that actually reminds me. Another thing I got that was in my stocking was a pair of light-up socks. Christmas ones. So, yeah. That was one thing I got. Can't believe I'm already 4 subscribers away from getting to 1,300. That's insane. Yeah. Yeah, my, the other side of it is not visible because if my mom saw that, she'd ask me, what's wrong with you? More than likely. Let me actually show you. Yeah. This is the other side of it. Yeah, my mom would go crazy if she saw that. That's why I try and keep it like this. But yeah, well, she wouldn't go crazy. She'd be like very, guess, concerned. I guess she'd just be weirded out probably. That's good. I'm always tired. I hate it. I think I'm gonna go on ahead and end the stream here. I know you just got here, John, but I've already been streaming for almost 2 hours, and I'm hoping to get a few more videos, maybe at least edited or and maybe recorded. I'm not sure. So I will see you guys in the next stream. I'm not sure when that'll be though. This might be the I don't know. It just might be the last stream of the. Actually, this might be the last stream of the new year. Cause I gotta work. I gotta close tomorrow. I have morning shift on Thursday, but I'm gonna be going over to my friend Beth's house for that night, and then the next day, which I'm off, and then I got morning shift on the New Year's, and then I'm hopefully going over to my fiance's house for New Year's Eve. I better, because I freaking miss Christmas because of that. Anyway,